Ring, ring, sir. It's time to look elegant and exquisite. It's royal court, Scepterpan City. Oh man, it's been a while, hasn't it? Oh yeah, I gotta mention that every single week. Anyway, let's get on with the actual video here. So we're putting down these medieval pieces. I had this idea of combining the types because, as you can see, I got the black walls, the medieval castle walls, and I also got the beigeish. That's not a word. Wow, the beige walls, and I wanted to alternate them so that you get this this cool effect. So first you got these lower black ones, and then you see the white ones rising behind it. It sounds weird out of context. So they came out with this great model for a long time. I've been looking for something that was Baroque-ish for a castle because I didn't really want to have something that was too medieval, and they did it. Models, it's pretty alright. I wish it was a little bit more detailed, but you know, it's fine, it works. Thing is, it's a little flat, so what I did with the model there, I tried to incorporate something else, so I wanted to add some of these medieval towers, but that was not enough. So in the end, I decided to actually put the regular town hall that's in-game behind it, and I think it looks pretty swift, pretty nifty. And again, the road pattern is in another form of a sort of redesigned heart shape butterfly thing. It's kind of what I was going for there. So the purpose of this entire place is, of course, another tourist trap, just like Queensburg. Again, modeled after Versailles and some more Parisian nonsense. So it's a tourist trap, and you know what's really great about it is because it's so integral in the architecture of the city. There's a lot of people driving past it, kind of like the Louvre. If you've ever been there, a lot of people drive past it. It's just great, and then here it does as well, giving the illusion that it has a lot of visitors when it doesn't. I based this garden that you see right here in front of the palace, which I call a castle. It's more of a palace. It's a palatial estate. I based the flower pattern, well, off of the fact that if you're going to look at Versailles, because Versailles is basically the thing that I model everything after when it comes to palaces in this map, because I just want to get a little bit of that French feeling in there. And what is so peculiar about the gardens at Versailles, besides being incredibly huge, I almost wanted to create something similar, but honestly, I'd be wasting one entire tile of my map if I wanted to do that. So I didn't decide to do that. But what I did want to incorporate that is so specific from Versailles is the geometric shapes. And if you're going to look at the gardens of Versailles, you can actually see that in a lot of the designs that are used within the garden itself. It's so far, it stretches really far, is what I'm trying to say. And in doing so, you can't really tell, but you know, in an overhead view, you can see that it's very geometrically laid out, as well as the flower patterns and the little patterns of the rows of trees and all that stuff. I think they even have sorts of mathematical tools that they worked into the garden shapes, like a compass and I don't know, all sorts of materials. Can't really think of anything right now. This is the one thing. What do you call that? It's the cartographers use it, and you put it on a piece, and it has like a little metal pin, and you spin it around. What's that called? Can't think of what it's called right now. I had some of those. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying. So yeah, I wanted to incorporate those things. Doing some more things with the flowers. I really wish there were a couple more colors, specifically some type of lime green or purple things, because right now I just keep ending up with these very South American, almost Peruvian looking well, rainbow patterns. Makes me think of that old Incan flag, or not, yeah, it should be Incan, like the Chimú flag. Is that what it's called? Chimú? Or the Cusco. It's not the Cusco flag, I know that much. Anyway, that's what it reminds me of. But so yeah, I think I did pretty well with the colors that I had here. The pink colors really stand out, the pink flowers. So I thought that was pretty sweet. Adding some tall grass, some bushes here and there to cover up the trunks of the trees, because you don't just want to look at some bare tree. Am I right? It's beautiful, mixing up some of the trees, giving it a very full feeling, and also it gives the illusion of depth when you're looking at it, so that it's actually a little bit taller and it's a little bit further away when you look at these flower patterns, because I just don't really want to, put down 1,000,000 flowers and then run into the tree limit or anything. So I'm trying to be considerate of all of those things. It's pretty nice, and it actually it creates this another wedge shape when you're going towards this House of Decrees, as I call it, which is the town hall, the original town hall, where every point of the garden leads to that place. And in my mind, it's sort of the place where all the people from the neighboring towns back in medieval times would come, and well, basically the king would say, well, let's negotiate. And if he was a hardliner, he probably would be like, well, I'm just going to decree shit and you're going to accept it. So that's my idea behind that. And just I really like the idea of that being on the mountain and people being able to look over the city. You know, the king looks over this beautiful city at night, which you're going to see in a second, because that's already been the video. So right now we're going to do the cinematic shots. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. This was Royal Court. wow, man. I don't know about you, but I really love that shot. That last shot just shows you what we've been able to do in these 23 weeks. It's 23 weeks, and this is really the crown jewel, pun intended. It just, everything, this place, it's just lovely. I just really like it. The symmetry of it, the gardens, the idea of people just coming by, they look over the city, just like the old kings would used to do. It's romantic. It's beautiful. And it's nice and cozy, but not too quiet. And it's really nice. And I think it's a riot. Yeah, I think this turned out pretty well. And just the design of it, I gotta say, might be my best one yet. I'm improving. I'm noticing that. And maybe you are as well. So yeah, I hope you had a fun time watching this video. And I hope to see you next Wednesday, when we do another episode of Scepterpan City. And it's been me, your boy, Scepterpan, and I love you.